Let's go. Go gun power मार डरो मत मार जोर आर्यन आवाज मत दे शांत बैठे रहे
Okay, but he doesn't know, right?
12 किल ले लिए लोग
XTMG is going to be just off
गाइस टॉप 3 आ गए बट हीलिंग्स नहीं है आईडीए मर जा यार आईडीए मर जा यार आईडीए मर गया लेट्स गो चल एक आधा मार दे किल ले ले या तो जोन से मर जा ओ जॉट किल अरे लवली टेक सेकंड
thing. I love Senhawk personally. It's an aggressive push up. This is going to be a tough fight. They already scuffled a bit. Man, mind you, both teams get back on their feet, all four of them, so it's still a 4v4.
They're going to have to get out of there. In the meantime, IDA's crash has not gone well. IDA have lost one at least. I think the nades are continuing to pour on through, but it does look like AJ's just trying to survive as long as possible. IDA did manage to keep their south side of this one. This is mostly in part to Alpha Gaming rotating in onto the north side up to these rocks, but now they've got a challenge sent their way by Nongshim Red Force, who have moved in from this northwest side, and they are going to the standing stones.
Emery has a beautiful off angle onto Xiao up ahead, but AXTMG continues to have their forces dwindled away, taken down one by one. They're now down to 2. Syrax keeping his head on a swivel. Emery up ahead along with Aaron, and while Emery again through the windows just taking down members not only in AXTMG but also APG up ahead. Devotee wants to try and renegotiate his position, but really they're just going to stay where they currently are. The next zone is going to shift, and it's going to be quite deadly if AXTMG has to re-rotate. They don't, luckily for them, but this area on the left-hand side is getting quietly contested. You got Nongshim Red Force who have rolled in. You still have AJ from Thunder Talk who is getting into an engagement. I think he's down. He is now out. So 3 teams, Nongshim Red Force, APG, IDA, as well as AXTMG, all within the same location. And APG is getting dismantled, and you also have Revo who's currently down.
He's been knocked by a solo from Gamax. APG do go down fully as well. IDA picking up a couple of the points there. They're up to 6 elims. That was a really lovely pickup for them. They'll be now on 52 points plus whatever placements they can find.
Behind Hora. Hora needs to be ready for this. They can't be focused too hard on the third party. They move in, and Sleepy's down, and Kenotrop might be able to get a team wipe.
IDA are rubbing their grubby little mitts here on the south side. They might be able to steal this away, depending on the chaos on the north side. We'll see how this unfolds. E-Arena starting to collapse. Kinotrop move in, and Aura go down first. Nongshim Red Force, they have kept 3 players alive.
IDA, who's going to be in the hardcover location just down below, and IDA only has 2. Of course, AXTMG only has 1, but they can output quite a bit of damage, but back on board with Red Force. E-Arena, can they get the full finishes? Yes, they can.
And now the attention is turned. For Nongshim Red Force, they have to push back down towards this next circle, but they don't have cover. IDA have it for a little bit longer. They're lighting up these sidelines. There's a vehicle up there as well. Doxy goes forwards. He needs to make something happen here, or they will go down. On the inside, they will be pushed out, but they can survive for just that little bit longer. Nongshim Red Force, they're on the lip of that hill at the top there.
Okay, but he doesn't know, right? He doesn't know AXTMG is going to be just off to the left. Placement points for IDA so big in this moment. They want to stay alive as long as humanly possible. But Aaron's going to drop down. Doc gets active. But meanwhile, the trap is still set. AXTMG goes forward. Doc, you got to be ready for this. He sniffs it out. He clears the corner. Just a sliver of hell for AXTMG. And he holds on tight. Can't get the finish, but finally does it. That's an additional.
Going to chase, or are they going to try and keep things together and go for a different approach? Meanwhile, Alter Ego trying to push over towards AXTMG as they disengage from Thunder Talk. They put themselves into another sightline, and it will be on this top side of the hill. The nade in from Krypton, but no one's going down just yet.
They've got to make a decision. If you're Alter Egos, you've got AXTMG to your north, you've got Thunder Talk to your south, you've got to crash in on one, and it looks like it's going to be AXTMG. If you can disengage from this, you just got to full send it directly into the middle of the zone. Devotee cannot take down Rosemary. Mind you, update, we do lose Intense Game. Our first team, by the way, with how chaotic these zones a bit, I am surprised we are just now losing only 1 team. Back on board with Henry up close. He goes down. Alter Egos need this win. They need to recover from the rough game number 1 that they had, and they're doing exactly that in sensational style.
They slipped the pin, and Alter Ego managed to get around to the other side of AXTMG. With Rosemary down, another as well, down on bended knee. They'll need to try and pick it up, and of course they can. It's Alter Ego. But can they get Rosemary back in time? Because Thunder Talk are following in their footsteps.
Thunder Talk, like you said, right behind them. They were going to pincer in Alter Egos when they were opposite of AXTMG. But now Alter Egos can put their full, somehow, some way.
So the terrain just doesn't allow it. They try and go for this crash. Alpha 7 have such a strong hold, and Carrillo's holding face against 2, finds them, and immediately shuts them down. Mormon in the smoke, and Carrillo retreats a little bit closer towards his teammates, but he's hopping out. He's getting bold. The weapon swap's there, and the team of Arena are falling. Joker with a nade, but it's Carrillo is farming them as they approach.
Oh, but the nade connects on the Carrillo. The farming ends, and Joker becomes the farmer himself, but only for just a little bit. Carrillo should get back onto his feet. And now we are down to our top 4 teams, and finally, GAMX starts to get active.
Alter
They're
Ego.
getting pushed, and it's Alter Ego.
From the northeast side, Power have managed to move up behind Alter Ego, so it could be dangerous. The ground floor now taken. Moana, Krypton, followed by Rosemary into the ground floor now, pushing GAMX up on high. Molotovs to burn it, to slow things down before they can get this res, though. These nades are going to start to come on through. Healing now being done, and Alter Ego have pressure from the high ground that they have just deserted.
Rosemary bottom left. He's been the highest damage dealer so far. Krypton as well, to be a great courtesy to Rosemary's performance. GAMX getting pieced apart, but Arthur, they're on the second floor. I don't think they do, but Arthur is burning, but only for a little bit.
He has that first aid. Nades being poured over towards Alpha 7, huddled behind the checkpoint. Where? How are they finding these hiding places? I don't know. Carrillo fully flushed out. The nades keep going, and Power are putting more and more pressure on as time goes on. GAMX, they're not out of it just yet. They've managed to extract some value out of Alter Ego, but they will finally fall. Alpha 7 are next to go down, and Power now have it all to do. They've got 4 players alive if they get this res, and Alter Ego on 3. More gas left in the tank. Over to Easy. Krypton and Moana. Moana goes down, and Krypton falls next. A nice hold there along the sight lines for Power, and it's all up to the man himself. It's Rosemary with a chance to prove that he can take a 1v4. Sure, it might be against Power, but it would be legendary.
Points, but making it to late game, once that fight finally concludes, usually doesn't end very well.
Crawling on over. Now AXTMG, they flexed out. They're moving on up. Trying to take the fight, but immediately that's Falcons actually taking shots out towards the north. They've been inside their compound for a while. The Falcons maintaining control. We saw, of course, Arena earlier pushing up towards them on that western side of the compound, but the Falcons do have some dominant sight lines out towards the north, out towards the east. A crazy hop over the ridgeline here coming through Kinotrope, but it is not going to pay off, unfortunately. It felt pretty, but it didn't end up that way.
Well, for Thunder Talk, they walk away with only 1 player alive, but give them credit where credit is due. 8 eliminations. They've done fairly well this game in the elimination category, and now for the remaining solo, his job is to stay alive. We focus our attention on Arena, who takes down IG with quick fashion. In this game, only 1 player up. Padrino, who's going to be on the outskirts, and Falcons.
Fight, they're going to have to leave. The circle shifts down south. It is a time-based situation now as well. Koa holding his nerve for 1. Turns back his attention to Sakura. Will be able to find it. Redox deserts him, goes down to the rounds of E-Arena, and he is not long for the same fate. The Falcons fall, and E-Arena make the crossing, but at the cost of half their roster and a hell of a lot of time.
Noxious Red Force now pushing up. You've got AXTMG off to the right. Noxious Red Force have been a team on the outskirts. Now it's time for them to get active. 6 eliminations. They're going all the way. 4 teammates still up. They're the healthiest roster so far.
Talking about. Well, I feel like they have got a chance here.
I think so.
Nongshin Red Force,
Okay.
however, they're looking pretty hot as well. Weibo open the bidding, and it looks like E-Arena is going to be suffering pretty heavily here, although they haven't managed to see him. Uh-oh.
1 still alive. 1 still alive, 1 looking to thrive, and finally E-Arena are gone down top 3. AXTMG, Weibo, Noxious Red Force. AXTMG taking heavy losses, and they are going to be out now down to the top 2. It's going to be a 2v4. Noxious Red Force looking to potentially have a tremendous day so far. They won game number 1 on Sanhok.
Throw forwards may actually work. They've left the player behind, suppress the ridgeline. They're trying to connect with the spray downs, and Order stays alive. That could be crucial here. They can get some healing done. Exit Foxy, can he connect? Yes, the spray down with the P90's there. The nade in response, sure. And now Order has to do something. He has to come up big. It's all up to him. A sliver of HP, back up to a decent amount, but it's a 1v3 as Benny moves on in. They've got the center of the circle under control. They're looking for the res as the flushes come on through. It's all but closed down, and Nongshim Red Force want 2 chicken dinners today.
Here they go. Orders spring into action. He can potentially clutch this up, but he's going to have to work hard. He falls.
The thing for them is I've always classed them as an up-and-comer squad. They have some very young players on side. It's not easy always playing at a big tournament like this. Yeah, Weibo's suffering, but they are making it work. But Intense Game wrapped back up again from where Adrian was playing. Is looking to pick up the pieces that were left behind by Weibo. But Ida's doing a great job to hold this angle. Held out Power, held out Horror as well. There's nades to
from this.
No Fear's just got to hold his angle. It means versus 4. Ida's got to push into him. It's a good initial knock and a second potentially.
Oh, No Fear goes down, and you can see they at least deal with the first man that was in front of them. Quick reset on this. They've got time to pick each other back up. No one else there to instantly third party off the fight at least. Engagement, the cheeky peeks through the smoke are going to end right here, right now. Intense Game, just consistently being hit from the side. They can't peek up against it.
19 bullets left in the mag here. It's the big machine gun in the back pocket here for AJ. Not sure how effective that's going to be at range. There's 19 bullets, got to count on that 5.56. Top's looking over. They do get Doc back up again. A disgusting single nade from King over the top will shut down the hopes and dreams of Intense Game.
That is a Maxman grenade and a half. And you mentioned it, the switch to the last weapon he has with ammunition. At this point, just trying to create space for the team, and they are going in. Straight in the vehicles, looking to close the distance.
This is a great wrap from Alpha Gaming. The lineup as well is beautiful to see. AJ's position is now compromised, dropping the smokes, hiding behind the vehicle. Zhol zigzagging his way over, and Doc is relentless on this position.
Oh, Jing was so low. Mid-fight, trying to top himself back up. Big damage as well. Further impact found from Doc. And from the side, they've got to try and pick this one back up. Only a duo effectively left at this point with the double knock there. AJ at least gets the shot back over. That was the flank from Zol.
For Thunder Talks as well, it's an important game for them to ladder up over the top of Alpha 7, which they should do on the placements alone, but they'd like to go further. Alpha Gaming are absolutely ruining the chances. Top starts to move up, a nade over the top, bounces off the top of the vehicle on the explosion, will finish the job. And now just AJ, he's done so much, but can he do any more? Just the machine gun in hand at long range, and Alpha Gaming, they hold all the space.
An unfathomable nade on target and blows them to bits. The last man left alive can do nothing to defend himself. Alpha Gaming. This is the fight that has not given up. Power have just been consistently stalking Kenotrope for so long at this point, chasing them from compound to compound. Looks like AX take a knock as well with Intense Game, being able to isolate them once again. It's been uncomfortable in the previous 2 matchups. On him, 6 for the team overall. It's compounding blank.
I mean, Alva sets him up on the tee, and like Happy Gilmore, it's Rosemary to take the shot. For Alter Ego, they've done enough to 107 points. They are really not far first place spot in this game now. They just need to go a little bit further. They've just got themselves into placement point range, but it is just 2 players out on this north side versus a full 4-man squad of Horror. Rosemary will step out, get slapped back by the M249, and Alva immediately dropping smokes, but it's not enough. That will be Alter Ego going out. It's a short run to go for Alter Ego, but there is that chance on the last match. They don't make it, Jackie, and they won't pick up that 80 grand.
That'd be gut-wrenching as well.
So close yet so far.
You do not want to leave that fate up to another team. Take destiny into their own hands right now, though, to dive in onto AX up close with the DBS, showing us they can wield these shots. Ooh, showmanship. But unfortunately for them, it's E-Arena that step foot and like gladiators walk out with their heads held high. Backline from Easy. Sees the target and seizes the opportunity.
For a little bit more there, I mean, Aryan was able to get a nasty double nade over the top there in the midst of that fight, which took down the backline coming through from E-Arena. That's why Tiny K actually had to move towards the front there. Tiny K, the budget Tony K from
Oh,
dear me.
strong branding. It's strong
It
branding.
really
You know, play to your strengths.
That's funny.
Tell you what, though, man.
I can't make fun of it. I feel bad about that. Getting the 22 points, getting... In fact, it'd be a 23 if they were to clear everyone out, which would be a massive result from them. Shoot them up big time on the table, give them a chance at that last game to get into that top 8. But just like that, Power loses tons. We'll see if they can get this done. A win is going to be enormous for them in terms of their point scoring, right? They go down here. Last game becomes hard. Ragnar starts things out nicely. Over towards Sky. A Grocer in the hand and no fear. Another Molotov towards the backside. He's burning out. Done. And Power, despite... Anida just about make it. They hung on over towards the concrete and the girders. And they were solid as steel in that position for such a long time as just a 2. Doc steps out a little bit too far, and Order will lay down the gavel.
This is his courtroom, and he is claiming respect again and again with the stabs in the back. He has been so smooth. The aim on point, the gun skill being shown. Quick setup off the info from his team as well. They get the read back over. It's the late push up from the solo from Gamax, trapped in position. Nades from either side.
Just a couple more points here for them. 33Z will find Arthur, dropping up to 5 elims. I think they've made it on placement points alone. I think that is Regnum Kaya now out. 9th place. Weibo making it in off the back of this. A real fortification in both mind and spirit to get through. Join Thunder Talks in that finals. What a result for PEL.
An intense game. They thought they were going to crash in, rip away the dreams from Ida. It did not go that way. They were the Sandman on that one, and you're put to sleep from the sidelines of AX. Living on borrowed time in this one, but from the setup and consistency we have seen, it's Weibo that are looking to close it. Order has been popping off. Last 2 squads remain free on either side.
I mean, Weibo will get a good chunk of change off the back of this one as well. If they can finish this out, it will be a nice result for the special invite and AX as well if they're able to finish off with a chicken dinner. And again, we talked about this team starting slow on day 1, coming into day 3 and feeling a little bit sluggish as well. Finishing off on a chicken dinner will reignite that team. Give them the motivation, a little bit of inspiration to play on in that survivals. Find success.
You got to take it into your own hands now, though. Show us what you're made of.
Ooh!
Nitro down into the back line. The blow on Order hits heavy. Ordnance in front of him as well as he's trying to reposition on the knock. You're able to peek in from the side, convert onto that one fully. So the pressure starting to build now for Weibo. AX in a good spot on the push-up.
33Z. He up to the plate. Devo T on this sideline. This off angle has been absolutely sublime. Running out of bullets. The resources running low. S12K in the hand, just spraying it at range and makes it happen. The shells hit eventually, but he is down. And somebody's got to stand up.
Got the wrap in from the side as well. 33Z, last man in a position to try and snatch this away and take it home for Weibo off the back of what's been a big game for them, but it's a 1v2. Would need to be a clutch. No opportunity to play off. He's out of position. Tuck in behind the car. Bullets around the corner. He gets one. The DBS rattles off on the edge. He's trying to straight into this as well. The drop down below the car. He's ready for it on the peak, and it's enough to steal it.
Arian able to get that game going from the end, and AX will finish it off with a chicken dinner, going into survival stage, feeling strong, but Weibo don't care at all. A wondrous result. Get themselves into the top 8, they're happy, AX is happy, Ida striking off the Turkish Titans in Regnum Kaya and bringing them down to the survival stage. It's Alpha 7, not able to go through, but more importantly, it is Alter Ego.
A ridiculous fair. You're going into that one thinking the difference of a few eliminations.
ये अड्रेन अकेला है.
Tense game. They thought they were going to crash in, rip away the dreams from Ida. It did not go that way.
भाई एंड में
The
3
Sandman on that
Bro,
one, and you're
3v3
put to sleep
against
from the
WBG.
sidelines of AX.
Oh my
Give them a
God,
great time
भाई.
in this one, but from the setup and
3v3
consistency
against
you've
Order
seen,
and Sook.
it's Weibo that are looking to close it. Order has been popping off.
ओ भाई
Last two
ऑर्डर ये लोग के
squads
अगेंस्ट
remain free
3v3.
on either side.
I mean, Weibo will get a good chunk of change off the back of this one as well if they can finish this out.
Weibo qualified.
It would be a nice result for the special invite and AX as well if they're able to finish off with a chicken dinner. And again, we talked about this team starting slow on day 1, coming into day 3 and feeling a little bit sluggish as well. Finishing off on a chicken dinner will
India versus
reignite
China.
that team.
Chat
Give them the motivation,
3v3 में.
a little bit of inspiration to play on in that survivals, find success.
आर्यन दाल नेड.
Take it into your own hands now, though. Show us what you're made of.
ओ व्हाट अ नेड आर्यन. W.
Nitro down into the back line.
ये रिवाइव नहीं हो रहा, 3v2 ये रिवाइव नहीं हो रहा.
Ordnance in front of him as well as trying to reach.
George.
You're able to peek in from the
George.
side, convert
आराम से,
into
Devote,
that
आराम
one
से.
fully. So the pressure starting to build now.
आप बात
For
कर रहे हो,
Weibo,
ये
AX in a good spot on the
WBC को
push-up.
मारा 3v3 में.
33Z.
अरे 1v1 लेने रहा ओपन में. चल डिवोटे यही कॉन्फिडेंस दिखाना है. क्वालिफाई 2 में यही कॉन्फिडेंस दिखाना है लेवल भाई. क्वालिफाई 2 में दिखाओ. दिखाओ गन पावर. मार के डरो मत, मार.
S12K in the hands, just spraying it
अरे
around,
यार.
makes it happen. The shells
1v1.
eventually, but he is
1v1
down, and somebody's got to stand up.
1v2
The wrap in from the side as well.
1v2
33Z, last man in a position to try and snatch.
आर्यन ने 1v3 किया क्या? और आर्यन ने अंदर वाले बंदे को भी मारा.
It's been a big game for them, but it's a 1v2. Would need to be a clutch.
Lovely Molly, lovely Molly.
Play off he's out of position, tuck in behind the car.
No
Bullets round
way.
the corner. He gets
1v1.
one. The
आर्यन का
DPS
1v3.
rattles off on the edge. He's trying to straight into this as well. The drop down below
उसके
the car.
HP.
He's ready for
George.
it on the peak.
George
And it's
Aryan.
enough to seal
छोड़
it.
आर्यन.
Arian able to get that game going.
छोड़ आर्यन भाई.
AX will finish it off with a chicken dinner, going into survival stage, feeling strong.
सुख qualify कर गया.
Don't care at all.
भाई चैट आर्यन 1v3.
Get themselves into the top 8, they're happy. AX is happy. Ida.
Aryan
striking
1v3.
off the Turkish Titans in Regnum Kaya and bringing them down
आर्यन
to
1v3.
the survival stage. It's Alpha 7.
Aryan.
Not able to go through.
आर्यन 1v3 WBG. वीवो गेमिंग का 1v3. सुख खुश हो गया क्वालिफाई करके.
One thinking the difference of a few eliminations, 80 grand on the line for it. They make it work.
Stage. Well, I mean, let's take a look at this. We got to give some props there to AXTMG, the special invite team, getting their first win. It is going to be a bit of a confidence boost. Keep in mind, though, that team is going to be going towards the survival stage. They got 18 points, but I'm going to be looking at Weibo Gaming. Was that enough for them to actually secure a spot in the top 8? Non-Sim Red Force as well with 7 points. Alpha Gaming there with those 9 points. We don't know what that top 8 going to the grand finals are going to be looking like, Max.
Yeah, Nongshim getting 7 points, Ida getting 5. I do think that it's going to be quite close to our top 8 from earlier. We might have just a little bit of a push with WBG in particular because Thunder Talk did not get a lot done this match. Unfortunately, CA only getting themselves 4 eliminations.
We know Alter Ego's there.
Oh.
Ida Esports. Thunder Talk, Team Secret, Alpha Gaming is also going to get in there. Weibo Gaming, DRX, Sport Thrives Esports, and Alter Ego, Max, Neptura. A lot of teams got pushed out.
I want
Sorry.
to see how close
Hang
it is,
on.
actually.
Hang on. 3rd and 4th, tied. 5th and 6th, tied. 7th and 8th, tied. All with what? 6-point difference?
Wait, do we have a tie on 83 points with 9th place? Now that would be
That would be
rough.
wild.
We'll see who's going to be down
Also,
there.
DRX maintaining a 3rd place.
Oh, Random Karya, 81 points. Nongshim.
Where all the other teams had a specific Miramar strategy, that's kind of what it felt like to me. So yeah, you definitely had that thing where they just kind of slowed down.
Max, another team that was able to get 2 wins today, Power Esports. You were wondering earlier, is that going to be enough? Is it a little bit too late? That turns out to be the case.
Yeah, they didn't make it. Quite unfortunate for them. I mean, very good step up. I especially like their 3-1 splits they were doing on Miramar and their 1 chicken dinner a little bit earlier on in the day. That was very well executed for them.